O Great Spirit, Namaste. O Infinite Lord of Stillness, Namaste. O ye powers that be, in all of the realms, in all of the times, by all of the names, Namaste. Most beloved ancestors of our bloodlines, ancestors of our adopted lines, ancestors of our spiritual lines, O ye ancestors of our friendship lines, of our marriage lines, of all of our relationship lines, Namaste. We remember thee, we call upon thee and ask thee to bless us, to send forth thy blessings upon us, that all of the good which thou hast done awaken within us, that all of the wisdom which thou hast accumulated awaken within us. Most beloved gurus of the Holy Kriya lineage, Om Shri Babaji Yanamaha, Om Shri Lahiri Mahasaya Ji Yanamaha, Om Shri Teshwarji Yanamaha, Om Shri Paramahansa Yogananda Ji Yanamaha, Om Shri Sadguru Shali Ji Yanamaha, Om Shri Goswami Kriyananda Ji Yanamaha. Most beloved and precious Ishta Devata, in all of thy names and all of thy forms, we call upon thee, we honor thee, we ask thee for thy blessings. O ye powers, the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the ether, upon this day of the full moon, upon this time when Pluto is stationed in the sky, reminding us of the past, giving us an opportunity to let go of that which is no longer good in our lives, which is no longer of the highest good in our lives. We call upon thee at this time as we gather as a Sangha. Sweep clear the cobwebs of our mind. Sweep clear the cobwebs of the past. Om Gam, 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 Om Aim, Om Aim, Om Aim. Sweep clear the cobwebs of our eyes, from our eyes of our mind. Om Gum, Om Aim, Om Hum, Om Hrim, Hrim, Hrim. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Namaste. Welcome. Welcome to our Sangha. On this most power-filled day, a day when all of the energies of the cosmos are aligned and pouring themselves down upon us to give us an opportunity to begin anew. In the ancient days, times of very, very, very old times, Once upon a yogi time, in the ever-present now, there were two sisters. One was very beautiful and loved by all, showered with all the blessings of life. The other, not so much. But the second sister was the eldest. And thus, according to the rules, she must be married first. Time went on, and she was not married. And one day, the Lord of the underworld appeared and asked for her hand in marriage. Her parents were quite glad to agree. And they sent her off with the Lord of the underworld. Time went by, and her beautiful sister received an invitation to come and visit. I don't know, She had not been to her sister's home 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. She had not been there. Your sister gets married, you should go to her home to visit. 1 invitation, 2 invitations, etc. 14 years go by. No visit. Not good. Mama and Papa, Grandmama, you should go visit your sister. All right. Her sister sends a note saying, everything will be fine. I will protect you here in the underworld. It will all be fine. And so the sister goes with a cadre of her servants. And they commence to the underworld. And they get to the first gate. Big, tall, very big-eyed soul guardian is at the first gate. It says, Princess P, Princess Purr, you must leave all your servants but one here. Okay. They go down. Gate number 2. I'm sorry. All of your gold, your jewelry, your jade, it all has to be taken off here. Okay. Put it in the basket, if you will. You'll gain it when you come back. She didn't like it. She and the servant went to the 3rd gate. They go, well, you have to leave your shoes here. Okay. And your cloak. Okay. 4th gate, they go down. Well, I'm afraid you have to take your top garments off here. Only your undergarments can be remaining. Now, she's got her servant and she's got her undergarments. A little bit disconcerting. She's going to visit her sister and she's stripped down to her undergarments. No jewels, no servants, nothing. One helper. One helper. All right. She gets down. The 5th gate, they say, take down your hair. No, elaborate, take it all down. Pulls the pins out, takes everything down. And so now she stands in her undergarments. Her hair, plain. No ornamentation on her body at all. One more gate to get through. And each time she does this, the servant also does this. One more gate. before they get down. And each time they go through a gate, the guardian becomes crueler, meaner looking, more fierce. They get down to what looks like the last gate. And as you can imagine, it's a very large, just mean, cruel looking person who says, "Take the rest of your clothing off." I've taken my jewelry, I've let down my hair, I've taken my shoes. I have only my undergarments. I have nothing left. You want to see your sister? Take the rest of your clothing off. All right, all right, all right, all right. And she strips down to nothing, as does her servant. They enter into this large, large room, big doors open, filled with others watching, others watching. They walk in, and the servant is put over to the side. No clothing, but put over to the side. And she walks quietly and gently down the aisle to see her sister. And her sister acts as if nothing is wrong. Ha! It's nice to see you. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. She says, what's going on, sis? I mean, what do you mean calling me sis? I am the queen of the underworld. You will call me your majesty. My husband will come when he chooses to come. Now you and your servant go. And so they send them off into a very cold, each of them are sent to a very, very cold, dark, dank, smelly place. They are given food that has maggots coming out of it, rotted food. It's all awful. And they hear others screaming around them. It is cold and bitter. No blankets. Cold and shivering. And the Princess Paris is thinking, what have I gotten myself into? What have I gotten myself into? And then she sees through the window that they are torturing her servant. They're hanging their servant upside down by the heels and beating and making fun of and throwing things at. And she says, oh, no, please, 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 stop. Stop. And they look at her and say, oh, no. We have to have someone to play with, to torture. And she says, take me instead. Well, if you insist. And the servant is gently pushed aside with a cloak put upon him. And they come and haul the prince's purse up. They put mangoes on her hands. They put it around her neck. Cover her with chains. Take her out through the crowds where people jeer at her and throw things at her. Dirty, rotten mud and muck and rotten apples and rotten eggs. They throw all over her, and she is drenched in filth. And she is sobbing and sobbing and sobbing. Her princess title dissolves away. Her name dissolves away. She can think of nothing. She has let go of all of her jewels, all of her clothes, her shoes, Her undergarments are gone. Her hair ornaments are gone. She is covered in filth and in shame. Her pride is gone. Her beauty has been covered in mud and muck and dust and urine and smell. And they haul her to the beautiful chamber where her sister, the queen, and her sister's husband sit upon their thrones. She's never met her sister's husband, the king. And here she is, humbled, 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 shamed, embarrassed, wanting to fight, wanting to say, no, this is not who I am. This is not who I am. This is not who I am. And realizing she must simply accept and let go and let go. And so she walks as best as she can, shuffling in front of them. And her sister jeers at her. See, this is who you really are. This is who you really are. You always thought you were so good. No, this is who you are. And purrs, drops to her knees. She falls upon the floor and supplicates herself in front of them and says, I accept, I accept, I accept. Please forgive me. Whatever it is that I have done to bring this on, forgive me. Forgive me. I accept whatever it is you bring upon me. Maybe not the smartest thing to say. The fires rose up and descended upon her. The hail came upon her. The frogs came upon her. One disaster upon another, upon another, upon another, fell upon her as she laid on the floor in front of the king and queen. Enough. Enough, said the king. And everything evaporated away. Everything evaporated away completely. There was no, all of these things that were raining around down upon her, they went away. They were gone. She had accepted. They were gone. There was no more dust. There was no more urine. There was no more mud. There was no more rotten eggs. It was all gone. And she looked down upon her being, and she looked up at the king with such gratitude. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Majesty. Thank you, Your Majesty, the Queen, my sister, if I may call you my sister. Your Majesty, the King, thank you, if I may call you my brother-in-law. Thank you. And suddenly, the hall filled with sound. Oh, beautiful, beautiful sound. Oh, she felt hope. She knew that sound from before. She felt hope. Ah. He said, stand. And lo and behold, her sister came down from the throne and lifted her up. and reached around and embraced her. And suddenly, she was attired in new robes. Different. She looked different. Her hair was different. Her body was different. Her face was different. Her whole being was different. She was not the same. And her sister took her to meet the king. And they spent 3 days and 3 nights together. The family did. Yeah. And at the end, her sister took her to a room in which there was a mirror, a magical mirror. And she said, "Look, this is what happens when you come to my kingdom. Everything that you did not need is gone. All of the rough edges of your personality have been rubbed off. You think I came down here to the underworld. You think I came down and I lost. But I did not. I gained the ability to stand, to be transformed, to transform like a phoenix out of the fire, to become anew. I gained by coming here. And you by finally having the courage or walking into time that propelled you to be with us. For this is what happened, Princess Purrs, the queen said. Time brought you to the land of the underworld. It brought you to the land of Pluto. It brought you to the land of death and rebirth. And it dissolved away all of that which was no longer good for you. No longer in the highest good for you or the highest good for the land, the highest good for life, dissolved away. You look in the mirror and you see someone different. You look in the mirror and those rough edges have been rubbed and rubbed and rubbed and rubbed and rubbed and rubbed and rubbed. So the rough edges of your personality are soft, softer, less aggressive, less assertive, more humble, less arrogant. Princess Purse says, "Thank you. May I ask you a question, Your Majesty?" And the Queen says, "Of course. You can call me Your Majesty, Sis, if you like." She hadn't lost her older sister attitude completely. And Princess Purse said, "Your Majesty, my beloved sister, why? Why? What did I do that got me to this point? What did I think? What did I do that I had to go through all of this? Isn't there a way I could have done it differently? Oh, sure. Sure there is. There's a way you could have done it differently. Would it have been painful? Oh, sure, but not as much. But not as much. But not as much. And what is that way? Oh, simply, very simple. Learn to let go. Learn to detach. Learn to detach from the idea of permanence in your life. Learn to detach from the idea that you will always have what you have had. It goes away, it comes back, it goes away, it comes back. You see, You were downtrodden. You had no clothing. You were covered in filth. And now look, you're reborn again. But remember, you must become detached. And remember only those things which are important to you. Gaining wisdom, gaining compassion, and becoming nonviolent. And Princess Purrs, you may have thought you were nonviolent, but the arrogance of your mind was violent against those who were around you. The idea that you were better than others was against all of those around you. You are no better. Each soul is the same, just at different places along the path. And so the queen continued to teach her sister. And she said, the next time this comes, you must learn what to keep and what to let go. What to keep and what to let go. The sisters embraced. The queen blessed the princess. And what happened to the servant? Well, he who followed the princess was brought from the next room. He too had shed his old ways, his old clothing, his old way of being. He too had suffered and undergone a transformation. And he saw the Princess Purrs and said, my dear, how much I love thee. And she looked at him and she saw for the first time. And she said, yes, I see. You came with me because of love, not just duty, love. And turning to each other, they said simultaneously, would you spend the rest of your life with me? And thus it was that the Princess Purrs, who had waited all these years to find the perfect man to spend her life with, found that soul in the midst of change. And together, making vows to understand life more fully, they ascended up to the new realm, to the new life that they built together, and came every winter to visit the king and queen of the underworld. They came every fall, leading into the winter. What does this say to you? What does it mean to you? Why is it important to you? It is the time. Some of you have gone through great transformations, or will be going through great transformations. But what do we do in a time of transformation? What is to be done? When you see your life changing, you see people who are part of your life going. Some new people coming, but sometimes in the going, there is no one coming. There is an event, one after the other after the other. The karma seems to roll like boulders down the mountain. You call upon the divine. You get the help. You get the help of your ancestors. You get the help of all the powers that be to take those boulders, to step out of the way. You don't have to catch them all. It's not necessary to catch them all. You don't have to catch them and toss them away. You can find a way to step aside. And we step aside through practice of sadhana. You step aside through meditation, through becoming aware of that which is unfolding in your life and calling upon the divine. How best can I walk through this? How best can I be present when this is coming in my life? Help me to see what is the best way for me. And quiet the mind so that you can hear. Now you know what? Quieting the mind means you turn off your devices. A lot of you wear these smart watches or things that measure your activities. Take them off. Take them off. Please take them off. Don't try to meditate with your measuring how many steps you walk or having this wonderful device that talks to you and that will do anything that you want. No. The wisdom that you need is not going to come through there. The wisdom that you need comes through the quiet of the mind, the balance at the sun center, the Ajna chakra, bringing the Ida, the Pingala together to the Susamana channel and lifting, ascending upward. When times come forth, as they have, you see them in the world. You see it happening. People's homes, gone. All their possessions, all their belongings, gone. In an instant. The political landscape changes. People go from being favored to being scorned, to being killed, to being hung. Now, will that happen to you literally? Probably not. But for each of us, there are moments in our lives where there may be a time that you are very proud of something or possessed of a title, a position, something that is ephemeral in life. Everything that has a beginning has an ending. Make peace with that, and all will be well. It is one of the most profound thoughts that one can hold and cultivate and repeat and repeat and repeat and remember. There was a time that you began that relationship. There was a time that you entered this body. And guess what? It changes. It changes just like the king and queen of the underworld. It changes. Doesn't look the same that it did last week, last month, last year, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and certainly not 50 years ago. Accepting is a change in consciousness. For what the mind wants to do is cling to the past. Cling to the tastes of the past, the smells of the past, the memories of the past. Cling, just cling. Let go. Free yourself and let go. Only you can do that. And if you don't, you will find what will happen is that life will let go for you, that the karma will unfold. Now, it's not a disastrous thing. There was a hurricane in the United States a few weeks ago, and there was a town, many towns, but at one town in particular where a large number of homes were completely demolished. But in that same town, there was a little community. And those people in that community had been through a hurricane before. And they had built new types of houses. They had solar panels. The houses were all single level. They were all built out of material to withstand the hurricane. Do you know that they didn't lose power once? Somebody said they had a flicker. They did not lose power. Not a single home in that community was damaged. Not one. No. That's a piece of karma. They had seen, and from what I've read and heard, is that the people who lived in that community had all been through prior periods of dissolving. They had lost their belongings, they had lost their homes, and so they knew that they had to build something anew, and they did. They built a new way of living. Now, will that dissolve away in time? Yes. And, was everybody accepting of the kind of way of living that this is? No, of course not. On the other hand, in that same community, there's an island that is loved by so many. And on that island, there were two areas, I guess one would say, that were filled with traditional cabins from that state, traditional houses, and people would go rent out the houses in the cabin. Completely wiped out in the hurricane, completely wiped out. And what happened? Those people said, we're going to build it back exactly the way it was before. We're going to try to improve it. We're going to have it bigger, a little bit bigger, not bigger, but we're going to build it back exactly the way it was before. Will they succeed? I don't know. What I'm trying to say is when our lives change, we have to be willing and able and comfortable, become comfortable in standing in the midst of the change and say, wow. I don't know what's next. I don't know what's next. I don't know how my life is going to unfold, but I will do my best to adjust, adapt, and acclimatize to what is happening, and to hold as a value those things that are true values. Wisdom. Wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom is being able to see life as it is, to know. Princess Purr should have known it was not a good thing when they asked her to leave her servants at the first gate, and then they asked her to take her jewelry off, and then they asked her to take her coat or cape off, and her shoes off, and her clothing off. She should have known she was going to end up naked. Right? But it was too late to get those things back. Or as my guru said to me one time many decades ago, Swamiji, you shouldn't call me after you've jumped out of the parachute. You might think about talking to me before you jump out of the parachute. Yeah, it would have been a good idea. I said, well, I thought I talked to you about it. Yeah, well, you didn't say you were going to do this. How do you manage these changes that are present in your life, that are coming into your life? How do you do it? Meditate, turn inward, become more aware of your higher mind, become more aware of the insights that you can gain, and turn inward and ask, pray, stop before you go on, run off the cliff, stop before you jump out of the helicopter, the airplane, the 10-story building. When you see the symbols coming, pay attention to the symbols. You may not say, you may say, I don't know symbolism. You do. You know symbolism. If somebody walks in the room and they bring you a cake with honey on it, It's a good symbol. It's a good symbol. Here, it's the sweetness of life. And you know, if somebody says, oh, welcome to my home, and you walk in and it's dirty and there's dirty dishes all over, it's not so good. You know, the symbolism is not good. The relationship between the two people, it's not going to be good. And my beloved, if somebody walks into your home and it's not clean and it's not sattvic and it's not organized, do your best, a little bit at a time, to change that, to transform it, so that your home, your universe becomes a place of comfort for you, a place to evolve wisely. And that's not to say that the karma will not unfold. It will. I guarantee you it comes. But with ease. It can come with ease. It can come with help of the powers that be. If you but turn and allow that. This is the secret of everything I'm trying to say to you. You know, what happened with Princess Purse? At the very end, what did she do? She said, I surrender. I will fight no more. I surrender. Forgive me for anything that I did, everything that I did to get myself in this circumstance. I surrender. Help me. And she was helped, as you will be helped, as you are helped. But like the princess, our ego self, our arrogance is what gets in the way, our pride. I can do it. I can do it. I don't have to ask for help. I can do that. I don't need anybody else. We all need others. All of the karma in the world flows into your life through others. All of the good karma of the world. All the challenging karma. But remember, it is important to learn through everything that flows into your life. Everything. Learn from it. See the symbols. Watch what's coming your way. Pay attention. And then do something about it. If a car is hurling towards you, step aside. If somebody's thought forms are hurling towards you, step aside. Protect your aura with golden light and step aside. Driving down the expressway. Yesterday I had an opportunity to just be driving down a Chicago street, and it wasn't even the expressway, and somebody was going, in and out of traffic, zigzagging very, very fast in and out of traffic. And I thought, oh, well, my karma is to slow it down. Move over. Let them go. Let me not be an impediment to wherever they're going and whatever they're doing. And I know the mind, you have to train the mind to do that. It is a good spiritual discipline to see when you see the aggression coming behind you. Pull over. They must be in a hurry to get someplace that you don't need to go. People start acting towards you aggressively. Step back. Let them go ahead. Let them go ahead. It's all right. What's important is for you to find abiding contentment, to find wisdom, in your life, to find compassion for others. You find wisdom and compassion and you become nonviolent when you are content. When regardless of the circumstance, you can say, okay, everything that has a beginning has an ending. And I am making peace with that. This too, that old saying, this too shall pass. But my beloved, you must also be able to say, in the midst of the joy and the happiness, stay calm, stay peaceful, stay centered. This too shall pass. All the love and excitement. This moment with this particular person, this too shall pass. Not the love. The love will always be there. But don't become so attached. Let go of the attachments to the person, the form, the event, and most importantly, to your opinions. I know I have said this to you again and again and again, but you don't have to have an opinion about everything. Begin by letting go of those opinions that you don't have to have, and then start on the ones that you think you really do have to have. But you know, it's not necessary for you to have an opinion upon the dress or the hairstyle of everybody you walk by, but your mind does. Let go of that. The next time you look at somebody's shoes on the street or their clothes on the street or their bag when you see them, and your mind says, oh, I like that, or oh, I don't like that. Netty, 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 netty. That's an easily given up opinion. So that when a family member comes to you and expresses their firm opinion about something that you don't agree with, netty, 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 you don't need to have that opinion. With that, we will go into meditation. Remembering, I hope, that when the times are difficult, to know they will end, and you will come out transformed anew. You will come out born anew. Every beginning has everything that is manifest has a birth, a sustaining, and an end. And from that ending comes the new beginning. As there is an ending, there is a new beginning. Always, always. There is never an ending without a beginning linked to it. On this very sacred full moon, they are all sacred. On this special full moon, I think I misspoke and said new, but full. In the light of the Pluto, shining its light upon us as it moves direct, let us turn inward and meditate. Move your energy from the limbs of the body to the trunk of the body with an inhalation, using the sipping breath. From the trunk to the spinal column. From the spinal column to the sun center. From the sun center, move that energy as a golden ball of light around you, sweeping to the left. Encase your body 3 times in this light. Now expand that golden ball of light and ascend as high as you are able. Ascending to the very high, high place. In front of you in the high place, you see a mountain. And you begin to walk up the mountain, walking through a meadow. Into a forest. seeing the light dabble through the trees. Easy ascension. You are halfway up the mountain and you come to a clearing. There is a shrine, a temple, built from crystals, and all of the elements of the world, all the elements of the earth have ascended up here. It is from this place that the elements pour down upon the earth. You enter the shrine. It is filled with brilliant color and light. It is here in this shrine of transformation that you and you alone have the power to change your life for the better. Enter into the pool of light that you see in front of you. And as you enter, all of the chains, the mud and the muck, the hurt, the pain, the memories dissolve away. As you walk to this waterfall of light, all of the negativity, the hurts of the past, the hurts of the body, the hurts of the mind, they all dissolve away. Standing under the waterfall of light, the light pours down upon your crown center, healing, vivifying, opening for you new possibilities. The old dissolves away. The chains of the past dissolve away. The karmic chains dissolve away. All of those thought forms no longer useful dissolve away. As they dissolve, the body begins to ascend slightly. And if you feel yourself clinging to an old idea, an old piece of karma, allow it at this moment. Just let go for just this moment, that it might be free, that you might be free. walk forth from the waterfall, through the pool of light, feeling yourself clothed anew, filled with the light that you need. And leaving this beautiful shrine, return to your high place of meditation. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Aim Sarasvataye Namaha. Ramanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Yanamurtim Avadidan Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namame. Chaitanyam Shasatam Shantam Nirakalam Nirandalam Nada Bindu Kaladitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dhyanamulam Gurumurti Pujamulam Guru Padam Mantramulam Guru Bhakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Murtaye Nishprabhanjaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Open your minds, open your hearts, open your sun center, and feel the dewdrops of Ananda pouring down upon you at this moment. The golden dewdrops of Ananda pouring down upon you, filling every cell of your being with Ananda, Ananda, Ananda. Be thou blessed, be thou blessed, be thou triply blessed. And become an ever greater blessing of those, to all of those who enter your aura. Become a greater blessing to all of those who enter your aura, including thy beloved self. Namaste. Namaskar. I thank you for the blessing of your presence, for your meditative energy. Be blessed. Thou art blessed. Namaste, Ji. It is so meaningful to me to share this time with you. I thank you.